What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Legend 4 back in the building. Currently feeling like Jason Derulo right now. I'm solo. I'm riding solo right now for a short party chat mini cast. And it's kind of a slow week. And if you don't know about the crew, if you're new to the show, if it's your first time listening, the fellas and I are from Texas, the southern state, the most southern state in this great nation. And in this part of the year, Texas is hot than a man. I don't even want to get into it, but it's been a long week. We're working hard and we're still doing the things we love to do as far as gaming goes. So that brings me to my point of it being a short mini cast tonight. Um, we have been enjoying the division. We have revived that game since the announcement of the Division 2, and we've been putting in work when we can throughout the week. So we are taking part in the global outbreak event as a squad, and just trying to get as much as those goals we can complete it by tomorrow. Trying to unlock whatever we can unlock for the second game coming out early next year, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back, but we're looking forward to it. That was one of the bigger games for us as a group. We really were excited about that. Now, outside of Dying Light 2, that's probably the two games we were most excited about when it comes to cooperative games. So like I said, it's been a slow week. Nothing really uh, percolating out there for the gamers. They did send me some clips of the new Pokemon Pikachu Eevee game on Nintendo Switch, and I'm still like, no thanks. That's not gonna make me run out and spend $400 on a Switch. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. Outside of that, we had some news. It's kind of old news, but Fortnite still beefing with Sony. Sony heads don't want to do crossplay with Microsoft and Nintendo. Um, we've had some dev kits get sent out allegedly. That's kind of impressive if they've already got the dev kits out there. I got to give big kudos to Microsoft and even Sony if that's a fact. We had Naughty Dog come out and say that The Last of Us 2 was running on a PS4 Pro, but I'd have to question it. I'd have to say caution. Let's just think about that for a moment. I like to reference Digital Foundry and how much crap we received on the Microsoft side about resolution. And we don't really talk resolution on our show, but I feel like I have to address this briefly. And we might get into this more next week. Um, but they claim that The Last of Us 2 was running on a PS4 Pro. However, back when Microsoft was getting all the flack for 720p and graphics being better on PlayStation and better graphics make you a better gamer at the beginning of this generation, right? We had Digital Foundry, just doing everything they could to trash anything Microsoft was putting out. And you don't see that too much anymore, with the X that kind of killed everything. All that little ammo that they had with that is gone, and now the goalpost has moved to the games. And in the beginning of the generation, we had all the games on the Microsoft side, and Sony didn't really have the quality of game, but their console was stronger, and now the tables have turned. However, graphically, we don't have as much of as a pretty looking graphically game as they do on the Sony side. Um, Going back to my point about Digital Foundry, anytime Sony would put anything out, Digital Foundry would be out helping them, saving them, showing how much of an improvement it was to play a game on the PlayStation 4 versus Xbox. And they were doing commercials, breaking down commercials for Xbox and video capture, not actual gameplay. But here, miraculously, during E3, there's a rumor circulating that, Sony wouldn't let Digital Foundry, capture any footage to do a breakdown. So that's a red flag. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So I say that to say this, we've been lied to before, right? Killzone rings comes to mind with Sony. Ubisoft, even though that's not exclusive to Sony, we had the Watch Dogs, original Watch Dogs. So I say that to say this: while the developer may say one thing, let's look at the facts. I would caution you: check your facts before you believe what these devs have to say. And I only say that because Sony is looking a little shook. And I'll leave it at that. We'll say that topic for the major show next week. Like I said, just a quick little show, nothing really big. I sent the invites out. If some of the guys pop in, they pop in. If not, no big deal. I know we've got some fatigue, some podcast fatigue. We did like 5 shows previously, so it was a little bit of a crazy week for us. But outside of that, this week, we're just continuing with the division. I think Onyx texted me today and said that he finished Final Fantasy. Kudos to him. It's always tough to finish an RPG game. As we know, Tim Wayne doesn't play video games, so I'm not really sure what he's playing these days. Coach didn't really talk to via text message, but he was the one to send me the Pikachu Eevee thing. But outside of the division, I don't think Coach has played anything. So be looking for us next week. And on another note, I will say, if you tune into the last show, I am impressed with Detroit Become Human. Visually, that game it has to be the best looking game graphically this generation. Now, I haven't done my due diligence, but I would wonder, is that game going to stay exclusive to the PlayStation? We're starting to see a pattern. We see some rumors floating around about other titles eventually leaving PlayStation and coming over. We had the Nier, and we got No Man's Sky coming a little later on this summer break. And then there's whispers of the Yakuza series coming. So my eyebrows kind of raise a little bit. They're kind of losing their momentum. Maybe they were feeling themselves a little bit, but I just have to throw the question out there: do you think there's a possibility Detroit Become Human, eventually makes it over to the Microsoft side? Right? I know the last couple of games by this developer didn't make it, but we did have Indigo Prophecies was once on the Microsoft platform. So, or could this be one of the studios that Microsoft is looking to purchase? I'm not sure if they're exclusive to Sony or not, if Sony owns the studio or not, but it's just something to ponder on for the week. I would love to see that game come over. However, nothing is exclusive to me except for Nintendo titles, because right now I'm not buying that shit. If you listen to the show, you know where I stand. Shout out to Wayne. I got much love for you, boy. But it's not on my mind. Back to Detroit Become Human. I did a small stream, and as you probably heard my wife fussing at me for renting it out of the red box. I probably had it for 4 days, and we had the division event going on. So I mean, I had to choose, and that's a prime example of what we decide as a group. If I can decide between playing a single player title and playing with my boys, most likely playing a cooperative experience is going to take precedence over a single player experience. But however, the last day I had it, last night I had it, I set my 2 kids down. Shout out Tattling Dust 346. You got to change that gamer tag, son. And shout out the Bumblebee Princess. I set them both down, and I set my wife down, and we all pop this game in for about an hour, and I just wanted to see, because there's not a lot of shooting or it's not really complex. It's just simple. Make a decision. You're reading. It's QTE type game, and it's cool for what it is. But I let my daughter play it first, and she got a reaction. We all kind of got a reaction to the game, and it does tug on your heartstrings. Then I let my son play as the I forget his name, the robot, and he went and picked up looks like a tie or a suit from the shop, and then I kind of ended the stream there. I went back and played the same, the beginning part, just to see what kind of differences I would select and what kind of outcome I could get. And so I got 100%, outcome. However, I did not unlock one thing. So there was something that I missed, which I could see could, potentially make you want to go back and play that game, multiple times to, see if you can get a different outcome. So I can admit when I'm wrong. I still don't think that it's a $65 title. I think it would do better as an episodic game where they release episodes, for a smaller price point over time. And that would be something that would be fantastic for Game Pass. Um, I hope this makes it back to you, Philly, big Philly, but just something to think about. It's definitely a game that you can rent out of the red box, pick up, take a little time on it, and get you some value. But as far as purchasing, in my opinion, just me, I would definitely wait for a sale. However, if that's the type of game you play, I never want to talk bad about anybody's hard work. Go out and support the game. But for your boy Legend, it's not definitely not a day one purchase for me. I think it's out of my price range as far as my budget goes. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in to me for like the last 20-25 minutes while your boy was pulling a Jason Derulo. And shout out to the fellas. I'm hoping we can get down on some division. I hope you fellas aren't asleep after 5 days of straight above 100-degree weather. I will be on soon. And if you're new to our show, if you're new to a couple of guys clowning around, talking about the things we love, we appreciate the feedback. Hit us up on Twitter, Tim and I. The links are down in the description. You can always send Onyx or Coach a message. The links are down in the description. If you would do me a huge favor, hit the like button, hit the dislike button, but please leave a comment. Let us know what we can improve on, and share the videos if you like what you hear. Subscribe and hit that little bell for more content like this, and we will look to improve. I'm new to this. We are new to this. So I'm looking to upgrade the page and hopefully get to a point where we can put more content out for you guys. Thank you so much. Much love, YouTube. Much love to the gamers out there. Your boy Legend out.